everyone. Oh my goodness, can y'all believe that baby Camden is 1 month old? Like, oh goodness, it just amazes me each time of just how fast time flies by, especially when you're like counting the age of a newborn. He's 1 week old, he's 2 weeks old. Well, now he's actually 5 weeks old. So he is a little over a month old. So I thought that I would do a sit down video and just kind of go over a update on baby Camden. We've kind of had a lot of events and a lot of things to update with him. As y'all know, I've talked about it in vlogs and stuff like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I will explain it all here. It is just amazing to me that obviously he's our 11th baby. We have been through this more than once before, and just how perfect it feels every time that we add a new baby. And like, we couldn't imagine life without them. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I don't know, it's just kind of a surreal feeling. I'm very thankful for our sweet new addition to our family. Even through the struggles that we have had thus far, honestly, it has not been that easy. I have shared a lot in vlogs and stuff, you know, since he's been born. So many of you already know what we have talked about or what we have been going through, but I thought that it would be good to sit down and talk about, just kind of have everything in compilation in case anybody has missed something, because it kind of seems to be ongoing, unfortunately. So for those of you who do not know, when Camden was about a week and a half old, he started just crying a lot, like an unconsolable cry. Okay, at first you're just thinking, you know, the baby's fussy, you know, whatever. We do whatever we can to calm him down, but that's the thing, like nothing seems to really calm him down. And then he started like really arching his back whenever he was crying, and it was just very obvious to me that he is in some sort of pain. Okay, so I did all the things that we know to do. We added gas drops, gripe water. I switched his formula. I actually had switched it a couple of times. I first switched it to Gentle Ease, and it seemed like that day is whenever like the fussiness really started. And I was like, okay, this isn't working. Like, it was just obvious that day. So I went back to what he was on in the hospital and gave that some more time. He seemed to be better than what he was that day that I had put him on Gentle Ease, which is just kind of weird. I've normally always put my babies on gentle formula just because most of them have had reflux. So I went back to, it was just the advanced formula, just normal formula, that he was on in the hospital, and gave him that. Well, then with the arching and all of that just kind of getting more and more, and at his normal checkup at the doctor, thankfully he was crying and he was arching and very stiff in the doctor's office. And so the doctor saw it. Actually, we were seeing the nurse practitioner. So she saw it and she was like, yeah, that's pretty significant. Why don't we try a different formula? And she told me what to try. It was Similac. I can never remember the name of it. It was a sensitive one, okay? So he was on that for almost a week, but I just couldn't, like, he was just progressively getting worse. So that one made him more constipated. And so I started giving him baby pear juice, which is something that we have learned, like if your baby is constipated, give them just a little bit of baby pear juice and it usually helps. I've never had to do an enema because just the baby pear juice seems to do the trick. So gave him baby pear juice, but that formula was also turning his stool green, which isn't good. So I had seen the doctor. I've seen the doctor a few times anyway. So I wanted to try to give the formula a week because that's what you're supposed to do, but I couldn't because of the way that he was acting. I was like, this just isn't right. This isn't working. So I just went ahead and put him on Nutramigen formula. Many of y'all have been leaving me comments about what formula to try, and I thank you guys so much for all of your ideas and suggestions. I did at our final doctor's appointment, which I will get to. The power just went out in the house. That's really weird. So that was really weird. So what I'm getting to is all the things that we have done thus far to help Camden. You know, the doctor had suggested chiropractic care. We're doing probiotic. We're doing gas drops. We have now added Prilosec to the mix. And we have just had a very hard weekend. Like, I had done a video and shared with you guys that he was doing better. He had appeared to be doing better. And that's kind of so far what seems to be the rhythm of this is he has a couple of really good days. I mean, I won't say like he's not fussy, but I mean, babies do cry and stuff like that. So, and then he has a few really bad days where he does nothing but cry. And that's what this past weekend was. It was just exhausting. And finally yesterday, I was just like so done. I was so overwhelmed. I was like, there just has to be something more. So he actually went back to the chiropractor. It was his third chiropractic visit, and he just cried the whole time. Like, and I don't mean for the adjustment, like the whole time that we were there. He actually does really good in the car seat, which is kind of funny. You put him in the car, so it's like, why not just drive around everywhere with him? I know. So Nathan has even put him in the car seat, like when we've been here at the house, and just carried him throughout the house to get him to calm down, and it has worked, which is really weird. And that's one thing that kind of triggered the doctor whenever we ended up going in today. I told her that, and she was like, that really goes against reflux, because usually refluxy babies don't do good in the car seat. So anyways, so I called the doctor office yesterday. I was like, I really feel like I need the pediatrician to see him again, and let's just go over all of this. I am just exhausted. He has just cried all weekend long. I mean, the Prilosec, it was only on the 3rd day dose, but I was hoping to see results faster. Okay. So we went into the doctor, and she is just phenomenal, y'all. I'm so thankful for our doctor. So, we went over everything. She is happy with us switching to Nutramigen. She was like, you know what? You're already on, like, there's no other formula that we can really give him outside of Nutramigen. It's the hypoallergenic, it's the dairy-free, like we'll just stick with that, okay? And she actually gave me several samples. She gave me a case, and she actually even gave me the liquid kind too, because what the heck?
You turned it on, didn't you?
Okay, so I'm thinking the power's going out. The kids keep turning off the light switch because there's a light switch outside of this room. Oh my goodness. Never a dull moment. So anyways, the power isn't going out. The kids are being diligent and turning off lights. They didn't know I was in here. So the doctor actually gave us some formula, and actually said that sometimes the baby's stomachs tolerate the liquid formula better than the powder. So she gave me some of the liquid of Nutramigen as well. So one thing that she wants to rule out is to make sure that there is no obstruction, make sure that there's nothing else going on. Just because while he does definitely have reflux, like I'm not denying that most of my babies have had reflux. And she said, while I have seen severe cases of reflux, she's like, I just would be more comfortable if we rule this out, which I am so thankful that once she brought it up, that I didn't have to like advocate and kind of like demand for more to be done to make sure that everything's okay. I've been down that road before, and it's just exhausting. So I'm very thankful. So she wants us to have an ultrasound done on his stomach, and make sure that, you know, that there's nothing else that could be causing this severe pain that he obviously seems to be in. And she actually said, so today's Wednesday, so she actually said that she will have me in there by the end of this week, which I'm like, that's okay. So we'll see. So she's supposed to call me back with an appointment. I told her, I was like, just give me whatever time, I will be there. So I'm, you know, obviously anticipating that phone call. So what the care recommendations that we're doing, stick with Nutramigen. She actually wants me to add a little bit of rice cereal to his bottles, and we are changing his dosage of Prilosec. So she got a current weight on him, and while the actual dosage amount isn't really changing, instead of doing one daily dose, she is breaking it up and said, try giving it to him 3 times a day, so it equals out to the same dose. She was like, but this way there's something constantly in his system, and let's not see if that doesn't help. She said that it actually could take up to 2 weeks to see some results. I was hoping, you know, by like day 3 that we would see some results from the Prilosec, and I just wasn't seeing it. So we'll see. That's where we're at, is kind of just making sure that nothing else is there. Continue with the chiropractor and the the probiotic and all of that. So we'll see. And of course, like, so he had an awful day yesterday. Like, I just felt so bad for him. Like, during his chiropractor appointment, y'all, I was literally fighting back the tears, because it's just so hard seeing and knowing that your baby's in pain and you just don't know what else to do about it. And today he's having a much better day and didn't really cry at the doctor's office. Like, but thankfully it wasn't like she brushed us off just because he wasn't showing all the symptoms there in the office. So I don't know. Like I said, we're just go from here, have the ultrasound done, and see what those results are. So I will update you guys whenever we know more. Please be praying that there is no obstruction or anything more severe going on. Oh my goodness. It's like, in one sense, I obviously don't want there to be an obstruction or anything the matter, but I also want answers as to why he seems to be in a good bit of pain, you know? So anyways, that's the update for now. I had planned on like having Camden in here for this update. Maybe I'll insert like a little clip of him or something, but he's sleeping, so he's gonna stay there. So anyways, thank you guys so much for your support and your prayers. We truly appreciate it, and we'll update y'all when we know more, and we'll see you in the next video.